Hello, this is Unlimited Splash, where we get better at Magic together through a new draft every day. Today, I'm doing something brand new for me. Midweek Magic has a sealed event. This is a sealed avatar game where if you get 1 win, you get a rare card. 2 wins, you get another rare. And 3 wins, you get a mystery cosmetic. I hope it's a shining Bouncing Beebles. So let's jump in and see what we get. Okay, I've laid our rares out here. So we opened a Tiger Seal, the build around that wasn't. Unfortunately, I spent the whole set trying to make this card work and never managed it. South Pole Voyager plus Suki, which is a totally sweet ally synergy that we can pull off if our white is good enough. Spirit Water Revival, a card that I absolutely love. Has a lot of raw power, but really requires your deck to support you to try to pay 9 to draw 7 cards. And Yue the River Spirit, which is not a playable card really. Then in black, we have Ko the Face Dealer, which is an absolute top bomb. Redirect Lightning, which is also not playable. Wartime Protesters, which is another top bomb. Bossing Sea, and then, drumroll please, the Planetarium of Wan Shi Tong, which I have said many times, if I could pick one card to open in Avatar Sealed, it would be Planetarium, because it's a combination of an extremely powerful card that also can go in any deck at all because it is colorless. So this made me a little bit sad to open this pool, because when I'm playing for a booster box, I never get pools like this. You can watch my booster box videos below on this channel, and the pools never look like this because we got Planetarium, Bossing Sea, Wartime Protesters, Ko the Face Dealer, South Pole Voyager, Suki, and even Spirit Water Revival. Some of the very best cards in the pack. So let's try to make something amazing. Looking at what we got in each color, I think that my white is looking okay. I mean, we have Curious Farm Animals and Yip Yip, Jong Jong Deserters. We have a Path to Redemption, Avatar Enthusiasts, and then it kind of peters out from there. Kyoshi Warriors is fine. So blue is looking kind of medium, or sorry, white is looking kind of medium, maybe a little bit worse than medium overall. In blue, we have double Octopus Swarm, which is good, but kind of, you sort of want lesson synergies with that. Watery Grasp, Otter Penguin, we've got Waterbending Lesson, Lost Days, Giant Koi, so it's fine overall. Note that we really want to play our white bombs. Blue, we don't have as much of a pull into. Black, we would love to be able to play for Ko, but unfortunately our black looks terrible. Just a bunch of nothing here. I mean, there is Beetle-Headed Merchants and Pirate Peddlers if we did some kind of sacrifice synergy. Canyon Crawler is pretty good. Swamp Snare Trap's probably fine and sealed, but not that great, and really nothing to write home about, which is unfortunate because Ko is a double black pip. So putting Ko on the splash would be pretty tough to support. All right, in red, our red looked great though. Fire Nation Cadets, Cunning Maneuver, Double Lightning Strike, Union Archers. We've How to Start a Riot. Okay, maybe not great, but it's like pretty good. In green, we've got quite a lot of cards. Origin of Metal Bending. We have Shared Roots if we want to do a splash, plus Ostrich Horse also helps with the splash. Walltop Sentries is nice. Boomy's okay if you have a lot of lessons. Flopsy is a nice heavy hitter, and same thing. Well, the Moose Line's okay. We actually have awesome fixing though. So actually we have 2 nice signposts uncommons, Tolls of War and Foggy Swamp Spirit Keeper. Maybe Hama if we want to be Mimi. But we actually have 1, 2, 3, 4 dual lands. Dolly Agents is a nice win condition. Jet can be sweet. And Suki. Oh, sorry, is it actually 6 dual? No, 5 dual lands. And then a Bender's Water Skin. So I think we can get really splashy with it. The first deck I'm going to try to put together is a white-red aggro deck to take advantage of South Pole Voyager, Suki, and Wartime Protesters with their ally synergies. So let's see what that looks like. Okay, red-white would look something like this, and unfortunately, I had high hopes for this deck. We really did not get there. In Avatar Sealed, if you're putting together an aggro deck, you need to have some bombs included, pretty much. I mean, we do have South Pole Voyager, Suki, and Wartime Protesters. That's the nice thing about this deck. But the other essential point is you're trying to beat your opponent's extremely good cards. There's a lot of bombs in this format, a lot of individually powerful cards. And so you need to have a huge creature density and a great curve. We have a low creature density and a horrible curve. Look at how many 4-drops we're playing. And I have left almost no playable red cards or playable white cards on the sidelines. So we're definitely going to have to go back to the drawing board, and we're going to have to cook up something a little bit more, let's say, unlimited splashy. Okay, my friends, I've spent a while looking at this, and I noticed a very important flaw in our pool, which is we have no 2-drops. Look, our only 2-drops are 1 in blue for Otter Penguin, 1 in red for Union Archers, Professor Zay, which hardly counts, And that's it. That's it in the pool. And then we have 2 in white. John Shunk's Deserters and South Pole Voyager. I kept putting together decks, wondering why my curve was atrocious. And what can I say? What we got in bombs, we lost in doing anything before turn 2. So I think this is kind of a please don't hurt me deck, where the idea is I essentially take off turns 1 and 2 to play a bunch of tapped lands. And then we have a pretty decent splash into black. I actually haven't figured out the mana quite yet, but probably we'll go something like this. We have a bunch of black sources. Canyon Crawler, Bender's Water Scan, we have the Oasis, we have the Foggy, and then maybe we put in 2 Swamps. We should have enough black. I think I'm greedy enough to want the Wartime Protesters as well. We'll see how that goes for me, but I really need powerful bombs to compensate for my pool's glaring lack of anything to do before turn 3. And finally, we get to play our bombs. We get to play Planetarium, Dali Agent's kind of a bomb, Wartime Protesters, Suki, and South Pole Voyager. So hopefully our card quality makes up for our atrocious curve. If I get totally punished for this mana base, I will go ahead and cut the red splash. But let's just run this out and see how it goes. I am thrilled to be playing Sealed Avatar again, and actually thrilled to be playing it with some pretty powerful cards. Fingers crossed. Okay, I'm happy to say we have our game 1, and let's see if we have what we want. So Avatar Enthusiast into Kyoshi Warriors is not the dream hand with this deck, but it's not like I can mulligan and get a 2-drop, and I really like being on the play to be able to just play the Enthusiast. It does have synergy, right? I play Avatar Enthusiasts, and then when I play Kyoshi Warriors, I get 2 counters on the Enthusiasts. Turn 1 Gran. Oh, that's not what I need to see right now. Oh, that Gran is going to be the death of me, isn't it? Oh, this is tough. This is tough stuff. I cannot answer a turn 1 Gran. What if they counter my Avatar Enthusiasts? I don't know. I don't know if we're going to get there. All right. I love the opponent's lands. These are beautiful lands. I remember I played during original Zendikar. Okay, we might very well get quenched here, but I don't think I can just take a bunch of turns off. We could also get Lightning Striked if it resolves. Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. I guess if I wanted to be really safe, I could have waited a turn to play it so that I would have Yip Yip up. Treetop Freedom Fighters. Okay. Okay. You get another loot. Well, Kyoshi Warriors is a nice answer to that. If they have another Lightning Strike, then we're in trouble. But wow, what I would give for a 1-drop. What I would give for a 1-drop that's not Curious Farm Animals. Okay, well, we have a blocker now. Let's see what you got. Let's see what you've got. Looks like they actually are going to remove Kyoshi Warriors. Path Redemption. Okay. Well, I'm holding back the Freedom Fighters. Or not? Okay. I guess they're an aggro. I guess they're on an aggro plan here. Red-white aggro. Red-white-blue aggro, actually. Well, I'll trade for the Freedom Fighters. That's fine. Gran is just going to give them perfect cards all the time, though. That's a big issue for me. I really need to be able to block that Gran. Well, I'll play my Ostrich Horse. Almost certainly I will not bring back a land. They don't have quench mana because this would need to filter for blue. Yeah, that's quite the mill. That's quite the mill. That is quite the mill for me. I milled Wartime Protesters into Suki. Well, I wouldn't have been able to play the Wartime Protesters, so I guess all is well there. I dare you to Lightning Strike that because I'm holding a Yip Yip. Okay, looks like they passed to attackers and going to my turn. All right, so at least this Ostrich Horse is doing its job. Yeah, I don't know about Canyon Crawler, but if I draw Ko, that is how I would get the second black. Very likely here, I just keep back Ostrich Horse, hold up Yip Yip, and I'm probably just going to crack the Oasis at the end, still holding up Yip Yip. It does mean that I can't cast Ko, or I have to find more fixing to get Ko, but I mean, I don't really think that's a problem that we can do much about right now. So let's cycle this, or crack this, I mean. Okay, well, hey, there's my next black. They do seem to know that I have Yip Yip. Oh, that's very awkward. Getting Dali Agents here, but I can't play it because I just drew the tap land. Our deck is not the deck of my dreams, but we have a fighting chance. We have a fighting chance. We're holding back this Gran. We're about to land a Dali Agents. It looks like they're going to make a 1/1 off of Path Redemption, which I don't mind. I wonder if they're certainly not stuck on a color. So I wonder what I wonder what my opponent is looking for. Oh, there's Ko. Hello, Ko. So what I can do is I can Dali Agents, put a counter on both lands. I still don't think I need to attack with Ostrich Horse. Like, I'm going to get to play Ko. Oh, you're holding up Sogus Haiku. I should have thought about that. But okay. So they had Sogus Haiku mana, but they didn't seem to have the counter spell. I'm not going to attack with the Ostrich Horse. I just don't think I'm... They don't have board wipe mana. So I just don't think I'm pressured to do that right now. I can just build my lead. At end of their turn, what I want to do is cycle the Canyon Crawler for a swamp and then cast Ko next turn. That's my real dream here. So goodbye to Canyon Crawler. I'm going to grab a swamp. Maybe they've been waiting for me to tap down. I'm not really sure what the opponent's goal here is. Like what angle they're waiting for. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with Ostrich Horse and Dali Agents. Drain you for 2. Holding a Yip Yip if you try to get into some kind of tricky combat here. Yeah, I'm just kind of waiting to see what the punch is, so I guess I will Yip Yip this. Do I care to... let's ponder. No, I feel like they must have so much. I feel like they're baiting a Yip Yip so they can Lightning Strike and 2-for-1 me or something. Well, Ko is not so good here. Ko is not so good here. What is my opponent waiting on? It really looks like a board wipe, but unless my memory of Avatar has completely failed after a few days of cubing, there is no board wipe in these colors. Their behavior looks like a board wipe or like they're mana screwed, but neither of those can be the case. Unless they're looking... No, they could filter into black, but then they would need another black and another mana for the mythic board wipe. I guess they could have Day of Black Sun on the surprise black splash. I don't really know what's going on. I cannot crack the Foggy. Oh, now I can crack the Foggy. Okay. Do I just play Ko? There isn't a board wipe, right? All I'm thinking is Winds of Abandon from Cube. I don't really want to exile Momo. Let's just go in with the team. Okay. I'm getting scared. The more that the opponent does nothing, the more scared I get. I thought it was Sogus Haiku. I don't know. Do they have only 6 drops? This is frightening. Do they have a counter? It can't be Quench. There's no counter here. I definitely remember that about this set. There is no counter. They don't have the Unagi. I don't know. I'll stop speculating. I guess I'll play the land. Punished if they have Corrupt Court Official, but that's okay. They would nab my Yip Yip. Okay, dropping a Plains. Looks like they're thinking about killing Dali Agents. Tio. Okay, that's fine. Okay. That's the kind of card I was waiting for Ko to get rid of. So I can hop my Kyoshi Warriors, but it can't block. That's funny. Yep, I'll just go ahead and do this. I'm tapped down, so if they were waiting for me to tap down to do something, now's their chance. They were not. Okay, I'll just slap down Ko. They can't quench me because I have my land creatures up, so I could pay for quench. What is this? Oh, is it Aang? It's Aang. No? Okay, I'll just pay that. So now Ko has Tio's triggered abilities. Hold on. So I can... Oh, I have a lethal attack, don't I? No, not quite, because I can block. I can jump Dali Agents, trigger Ko, redirect Lightning. Ko is going to exile itself. Redirect Lightning. Oh, wow. They redirected the Lightning. Wow. I'm speechless. I'm speechless. Well, I don't have any attacks. You got me. They had to pay 5 life to cast it as well. Oh, legendary. No, they got me. They got me good. So Ko can't exile itself because it's exile another target creature. So you can't get into an exiling loop where Ko is exiled under Ko. That's funny. Things you never knew because you've never seen Redirect Lightning cast in response to a Ko trigger. Ko is not an ally, so I cannot jump it and surprise block their TO. So what they were holding up that whole time was Redirect Lightning, waiting for me to cast something that has a target. Yikes. Okay, so I'm just going to pay 1 life, give Ko the triggered abilities of the Dolly agents, and attack and drain you for 2. Okay, what a game. GG. All right, let's see what rare we got. I want to know what rare I have. 250 gold and what? I don't get to see my card. Oh, I have to claim. Claim the card. I got a. Heck yeah. I love Bloomburrow. On to game 2. All right, fingers crossed for an awesome hand. Maybe we'll get our... Oh, we got a 1-drop. That's even better than... I was going to say maybe we'll get a 2-drop. We got a 1-drop. Okay, I'll absolutely keep this. Actually a pretty good hand, believe it or not. I'm going to start with Curious Farm Animals. Turn 2, I'm probably going to play Omashu City. Okay, no, now I'm going to cycle the Canyon Crawler for a swamp, because then turn 3, I can play Avatar Enthusiasts and a swamp. I still have this awkward tap land that I want to play before turn 5 so that I can smash out Dali agents. But let's just grab this swamp. Okay, well, hello, swamp number 2. Play an Avatar Enthusiasts. I will probably block Grand if they attack. Probably. Yeah, because they don't have pump spells, right? Okay. So what is this? Let's read the opponent's mind. What do they have here? Lightning Strike. They could just do it anytime, so it doesn't matter if I block. Just saves me a damage if it's Lightning Strike. Octopus Form. Octopus Form. Is that what they're doing? What else could it be? It's probably Octopus Form. I think it's Octopus Form. What else could it be here? No, they could Lightning Strike the Avatar Enthusiasts. Yeah, it was Octopus Form. Oh, yeah. Rewarded for my useless set knowledge of the set that's almost over. If you liked that read, if you thought that was a sweet read, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And I'll teach you how to know exactly when you're going to get quenched and forget about quench. And I'll teach you how to completely forget about quench and get yourself quenched. Yeah, I don't mind the quench there because our deck is so incredibly riddled with bombs. It's so riddled with bombs. Like now I'm going to go Dali agents into Planetarium. I think getting the quench out of their hand on a random 2/4 is probably the thing to do. So that's why I didn't really spend too much brain power on that play right there. I mean, they could just hold out quench forever. Like this past turn, they could also have quenched. I'm sure they could organize this to play something to the board and quench as well. Geyser Leaper. That's a little annoying. Yeah, that thing can pack a punch. This is a lesson that I learned, I think, from Jason Yee on what is it called? Limited Level Ups. A great podcast. Jason Yee, who's a fantastic drafter, mentioned there was in whatever format Jason was it. I guess it's OTJ, I think, Outlaws of Thunder Junction. They mentioned that this kind of flyer, like a 5-mana 4/3, understated but high power flyer, which used to be really good in Limited, by the way. This used to be like a bomb in Limited. Any card with more than 3 power and flying, if you go back to like 2010 or something, was an incredible Limited card. And Jason made this point that it's still true at the time of OTJ, you would be perfectly happy to play a card like that in like a Pro Tour draft, or maybe not perfectly happy, but like you need to respect it a certain amount because a card like this, if not answered, can just win games. So I'm thinking I'm feeling pretty okay here because I get to resolve my Planetarium. I'm just going to rip that off right now. Origin of Metal Bending is a nice one actually, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a Wall Top Sentries, and having the Origin of Metal Bending up is nice protection for it. And I can just put it into my hand, right? Or I can just draw it, right? I can just draw it next turn, I mean. I didn't want to cast it right now, but probably having that on top is pretty good. Oh, sorry, I screwed that up because I was in the middle of talking. But my life total is looking pretty good. I can just trade some resources off. Obviously, what I was supposed to do there is play the Zhong Deserters and put the Origin of Metal Bending on top. But anyways, at least we didn't accidentally cast the Origin of Metal Bending too soon. Now we really need an answer for the Geyser Leaper, right? This is the most relevant card in play, other perhaps than Planetarium. But Planetarium needs to prove its usefulness. This horrible common that if you look at its win rate is like way down the charts is what's defining the pace of the game. It's whether or not I can resolve and protect an answer to Geyser Leaper. So you shouldn't snooze on those cards too much. Way more important than respecting some 2-3 for 2 or whatever is to make sure that, you know, cards that can individually win the game are taking the appropriate place in your deck. Okay. Point made. Inxerny is gone. We have an Origin of Metal Bending up thanks to our Omashu City. We can Planetarium here. So hopefully my plan is just block the Geyser Leaper. Yeah, hopefully they, well, maybe they can like bounce it or something. That would be tedious. Okay, well, okay, so here's what I'm going to do, actually. No, it doesn't survive. It doesn't survive long enough for me to... It doesn't survive long enough for me to destroy the Swamp Star Trap after resolution. So one option is put a counter on this. It's indestructible and it gets to block for 1 turn. But maybe a better thing to do is let's activate the Planetarium right now. Ah, I see what the play is. No. I see what the play is. First, I'm going to put a counter on this and make it unblockable. Or make it indestructible. So it doesn't die to -5, -3. Oh. Does this work for them? Oh, 5 mana. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's an issue for me. Come on, Ko. Let's go, Ko. Sabertooth Moose Lion is a good one. Okay, maybe I should have done this after attacks. Okay, I'm not playing my very greatest here, but this suddenly became a complicated game while I was in the middle of talking. Okay, so the stack works out, a bunch of stuff happens, but our Sabertooth Moose Lion is a nice inclusion and saves the day for us. Perfect play by me. Wonderfully done. Let's see what rare we get. And our rare is... Drum roll, please. Oh, we get 20 gems? Oh, that's awesome. Oh, it's a card that I already had. Yeah, 20 gems. Let's go. All right, I'll be drafting with that. On to game 3. All right, let's go. Can we do a clean 3-0 with our highly suspicious, terrible curve 4-color Avatar Sealed deck? So, by the way, one thing that I didn't mention about this build that I quite like is that it gets to play Bossing Sea, which is a really good card. I had a run in the Win-A-Box events, which are... I take them more seriously than the play that you have seen today. I'll just put that out there. In the Win-A-Box events, Bossing Sea really proved itself. Making a 2/2 every turn in big board stall situations is so powerful. Here, I am actually going to play around Quench because it costs me nothing to play around Quench. I could have Earthbent, but why don't we just open with Zhongzhong's Deserters, and we're holding up Rocky Rebuke and also Origin of Metal Bending. I just think it's so easy to not get quenched. Why not do it? Hopefully next turn, if they tap down, we can play Ostrich Horse, getting a land, and play a land, and then be way more quench immune, because then we just need to naturally draw a land in one of the next top 2, and then we can play like a 4-drop without getting quenched. So that's the idea. Also, on turns when I do nothing, I'm not exactly feeling bad, because I can always just Bossing Sea. And by the way, Bossing Sea is totally sweet on these sack lands, because when you sack an Earthbent land to draw a card, it comes back. So Bossing Sea is actually, and I never managed to do this, but it's something I always want to do, is actually repeatable on the sack lands. So Bossing Sea plus dual lands is an awesome little interaction. No way. Okay, in response to the trigger of you putting those counters, I actually think it's fine because X is 1. But in response to the trigger, let's just get rid of that guy, shall we? All right. So that was a 2/2 Wan Shi Tong that drew you 0 cards. Okay, bullet dodged, I guess. Yeah, so Bossing Sea plus sacrifice, you actually get to sacrifice twice. Okay, let us actually get to draw cards twice. I will pitch these 2. Those are my worst 2 cards. My lowest impact 2 cards, let's say. All right, well, I mean, we are in top deck mode now thanks to the opponent's brutal Ozai's Cruelty. And I guess I'll just slap down that lane because I have so much to do with mana. Thankfully, our little Bossing Sea interaction might help us draw our way out of this. It's a very expensive, repeatable draw. Yeah, Evasion Submersible is a great one. They don't seem to have a lot to do for 2 mana, so hopefully they don't now plunk down something that can activate the submersible. Okay, I will go with, let's see. I guess it's just Cat Owl. Because playing the Walltop Sentries doesn't let us do anything extra. They're still representing Quench this whole time. I would be very surprised if they do not have a Quench, so I think we are priced into just continuing to play around it. Right, they can do this, but they have to tap it, yeah. So they couldn't block my Zhong Deserters. You have your own Ko? No, that's pretty brutal. All right, I'd like to draw my Ko, please. I can cast it. Planetarium would be nice, too. Okay, South Pole Voyager plus Walltop Sentries drawing a card. That's a nice little response. They cannot play their Quench, so for once we can tap out. Gets my life total a little higher. I do have a bunch of blockers for the Ko. It does untap itself, which is kind of funny. Okay, play a Kyoshi Village. So it goes. I have a lot of blockers because Bossing Sea makes a new blocker every turn. Eventually, what we can do is make a 2/2 blocker defensively, line a dual land up as a blocker, and then sack it before damage to just draw a card and keep the thing blocked. Okay, you get another removal. Yeah, that's totally sweet. That is totally sweet. And they're going to get rid of Walltop Sentries, and they're going to attack with Invasion Submersible, and we're going to take it, and it's fine. Easy enough. Wartime Protesters. That's a pretty good one, right? I don't see any reason not to play this. So I guess I'll just do that. Now I want to draw Kyoshi Warriors. I have a lot of good draws here. Ko is not least among them. So worst case scenario, we can start just making 2/2s. Well, worst case scenario, they have Waterbending Lesson into Planetarium into whatever. Their pool was cracked. I mean, Ko, Wan Shi Tong, Invasion Submersible is a good one. A bunch of good lessons. They had a sweet pool. But my pool is pretty good. We just need to find some of our... I mean, we found some pretty good stuff. We just need to find more. Soko would be nice. I haven't seen her yet. Attacking with Ko. That's terrifying to me. What do you have? What do you have to be attacking with Ko? It's got to be Octopus form, right? I think maybe they're actually just willing to trade Ko for Wartime Protesters plus South Pole Voyager. I think let's not give them that pleasure, because I can just start chump blocking it every turn. The problem is preserving my life total, right? Because first time Flyer is now representing a threat in the air. If I go down to 9, then I have a 5-turn clock from the Flyers, which is not like the worst thing in the world, but I think I'll just block like this. I think I'll just chump it, because with Bossing Sea next turn, I can just be infinitely chumping it. Oh, that doesn't matter. It has no abilities. Okay, I actually don't hate this because... Oh, I do hate this. I'm one short of earthbending onto a duel and then cracking the duel. That kind of sucks. I need one more mana to do that. Well, okay. So I guess I kind of need them to have nothing now. Still, the next untapped land is not bad. And you have a Hama. So you can Rocky Rebuke into something. Okay, well, they did mill a bunch of my filler cards. I guess Sabertooth Mooseline would be nice here, though. Wow, their deck is sweet. What a pool they opened. My goodness, I mean... I guess their deck is also very... Well, it's not even very slow. They have more 2-drops. They have almost as many 2-drops played so far, or that I've seen so far, as I do in my entire pool. Yeah, I'll just block there. So how do we get out of this? If I draw Ko, if I draw Planetarium, that's a very nice route out. Planetarium would be, I think, my best draw. Planetarium and then dig into like Ko or something. This would have been nice a while ago. I'm not sure it does much for me here. I mean, we're far from dead. Like, I just have like tons of double blocking and stuff to do. I'll put this on the swamp, I guess, because I'm pretty much definitely double. I'm pretty much definitely blocking with this. I wonder what they... Okay, very passive attack. I'm very happy to see that. Okay, maybe I actually should have put it on a dual land. Okay, I'm less happy to see that. Honestly, I still think I'm just going to keep chumping. I don't want to trade the South Pole Voyager. It increases the clock for first-time flyer to kill me, and I think that's very important. Yip Yip is a very nice one. Yip Yip is a nice one. Okay, so I'm going to put this... This time I guess I will put it on a dual land, because if all goes well... No. I'll probably still just be chump blocking. But what I want to do is hop... Probably... Oh, whenever I sack my lands, I get a 1-1, or a 2-1, by the way. If I can sack 2 lands on the same turn, then I can trigger South Pole Voyager. That's kind of cool. Okay, so why don't I go ahead and... Maybe I triple block Ko, just to make sure that it dies. No. Let's hop Suki. Okay, I'll pay for Quench. You have another Quench? That would be really funny. They have another Quench. They had 2 Quenches stuck in their hand. Well, I don't mind that at all. I'll take the 2 damage and we'll just keep doing our silly little dance. That is okay by me. What a game. Come on, Planetarium. Let's go. Planetarium. Planetarium into Ko. Honestly, Mountain is not that bad, right? Because I can Earthbend onto something. I still can't get my 1-1, which is unfortunate. But now the idea is Earthbend onto this. Next, no attacks end. And then I'm going to block Ko with the Foggy Bottom Swamp and then sack Foggy Bottom Swamp to draw a card, and it comes back. So they see that that's the plan. They bonk me for 2. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, what a game. What a game. Oh, you can take my... Oh, I didn't notice that interaction. That's so funny. They get to... No, they don't actually get to exile it, do they? Okay, I did get it back. Catgator. Yeah, pretty brutal game. We just didn't draw. We just didn't draw our outs. We drew some powerful cards, but they're more powerful in the early game. So it goes. Thankfully, we get to try again. So on to game 4. All right, we got to do better in this one. Everything is on the line. I don't think I can keep this because, well, maybe. I have to draw a green source. How many green sources do I have? Yeah, with 7 green sources, that's not a keep. I guess this is looking better. Probably put back Ko, unfortunately. Is it looking better? This is looking pretty weak. Maybe I was supposed to keep Ko because it's like my win condition. Okay, opponent opens with a Swamp into Callous Inspector. All right, classic. South Pole Voyager makes this a little bit nicer. I don't even know if I do put down the South Pole Voyager on turn 2. Probably not. I think my plan is take some damage. That's okay. Play South Pole Voyager on turn... Play... Maybe now... Yeah, probably play Avatar Enthusiast on turn 3 to soak up any removal. Hopefully draw an untapped mana source in the next 2 draws. And then play South Pole Voyager with Origin of Metal Bending up. Oh, actually, okay, maybe I'm just going to do... No, I think I want to set up Kyoshi Warriors to be good, and I don't mind if this eats removal, because South Pole Voyager is the real prize here. A lot of ways to set up a double trigger off South Pole Voyager. I do need to draw my 3rd land, or my 4th land. Pretty awkward if I can't get land number 4. Okay, that's land number 4. Thank you. So now what I want to do, potentially... I mean, the question is, how much do I care about this cat owl? So one thing I could do is play Kyoshi Warriors, say I'm the beatdown now. I don't get my triggers from South Pole Voyager for doing that. The other thing that I could do is play South Pole Voyager. It triggers once. Attack the Avatar Enthusiast into Cat Owl. See if they want to trade. If they do, I probably Rocky Rebuke, but then I don't have my protection of Origins of Metal Bending. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do the Kyoshi Warriors. It's a little greedy to hold it for the South Pole Voyager. Like, this is already a pretty shocking amount of power and toughness for turn 4. So I think I'm just going to claim the Mantle of Beatdown, and then I can play South Pole Voyager with protection next turn. Plus, if the Cat Owl survives, it's not that awful for me because I do have Wall Top Sentries plus Rocky Rebuke. By the way, Death Touch plus Bite is a nice combination. So I think we have a lot of outs. Tundra Tank gives something indestructible, and it crews for 1. Okay. You're giving the 1/1 indestructible. Makes sense. Yep. Makes sense. I get you. Okay, so I can Origin of Metal Bending to destroy the Tundra Tank. That's kind of cool. No. I could sacrifice the 1/1 to gain 1, basically, by blocking Callous Inspector. That doesn't sound worth it. Oh, you have a destroy target creature. Sacrifice and destroy. So Rocky Rebuke on Cat Owl is kind of nice. Rocky Rebuke on Cat Owl, you're going to crew the tank in response, so I don't get an attack. I could Origin of Metal Bending shooting the tank, but I kind of like the idea of just leaving that up. Like, maybe next turn you play that, crew the tank, etc., and then I get a... But didn't I just say I was the beatdown? You know what? I'm the beatdown. I'm the beatdown. I want my 4 damage. I'm thinking too much like a value player. I do have a lot of bombs. But look at this. Like, I'm about to South Pole Voyager into Wall Top Sentries, drawing a card. I'm going to play 2 creatures and draw 2 cards in the next turn. Let's just run. Like, there's no point in conserving cards. The main choke point for me is just how much I can actually play. Plus, I can crack the Misty Palms Oasis to draw a card. Yeah, the choke point is mana. Swamp Snare Trap, have at it. Have at it. Okay, I'm still going to do this one. That's a sweet draw. That is a sweet draw. Right. Slap down a Wall Top Sentry. It's a very hard card to block, by the way. I will be holding on to this because of Corrupt Court Official. I don't want them to make me discard Suki. Suki's going to be sweet. Iceberg to take care of the Voyager. Okay. But spot removal is not going to do it for you here. Okay. So might as well do this pre-combat. Or might as well attack and play my card post-combat. Invasion Reinforcements. Oh, I didn't see the instant speed interaction coming. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to clear my throat loudly there. Bonk, bonk. Play. Let's just put it all on the field, you know? I really want to have all the mana in the world. Let's just put it all on the field. If I draw Planetarium, I want to be able to activate it immediately. Lowen Lee. One time someone got me with this. The Rakdos double black, double red mythic that gets like trample, haste, indestructible, a million mana. That card is a noble. So this card can actually tutor for that guy. So someone really got me with that one time. Lowen Lee into Zuko's Exile. Oh, what did I say? What did I say if I draw the Planetarium? How did I know? 6th Sense, my friends. Not to brag, but I have wasted a lot of my time playing this set. Not wasted. Enjoyed. Enjoyed. I've been enjoying life. All right. Planetarium into 3 lands. Not my dream scenario. Yeah, you can block that if you want. That's fine. They're about to exile something. I guess maybe I could have held on to Planetarium with the idea that Zuko's Exile is in the offing, but they probably have to just exile a creature here, right? Planetarium into 3 lands is so funny. Yep. Zuko's Exile has lifelink. I've never seen that before. All right, so crack my clue. No, I don't want to tap the water skin. Arena always wants to tap the water skin. It's like almost never what I want to do. I will play this first to up my Suki. In with the team. Make a 1/1. All right. Chumping Suki, killing the 1/1 makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. And end. Avatar's Wrath. Okay. That's a speed bump. Recasting Lowenly. Oh, that's so cool. That is totally sweet. For an Aang's Journey. Okay. Yeah, maybe I just crack the Oasis. It means if I draw Ko, I cannot cast it. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I'm actually going to do something a little bit odd. I'm going to Path to Redemption here. I'm going to play a 7 mana 1/1 destroy target creature. I just think, you know, this is a lethal threat on this board. Well, not quite, because they're going to Aang's Journey, so I guess they're at 3. It just feels in context good enough to justify, rather than holding the path, being a little bit more active. All right, finding a plains, so they're not fixing. If they had found another color, I would be a little scared. Oh, they do have another color. Okay. All right, just open with an attack. Play Suki. Play the Ruffians. And I guess I'll play Cat Owl after that. Just double checking for Quench. Nope, my opponent's black-white. I'll just play the Earth Owl. I'll just play the Cat Owl after that. You have removal, sold out. Yeah, I don't like this card, and this is exactly why. I mean, sold out's fine, but I think it's way overrated. Spot removal, trading 4 mana for 4 mana. Not going to do it here. All right, we took it home. A little bit of a hiccup on the way when that Ko and first-time flyer team took us down, but now I'm super excited to see what my mystery cosmetic is. Are you ready? Drum roll, please. Shiny bouncing Beeble. It is a Mirror Room. Fractured Reality. That's kind of cool. All right. Super fun to play Sealed again. If you want to see me play more serious games of Magic, I do draft every single day on this channel. Until then, please have tons of fun playing Magic, everyone, and don't be afraid to splash.